We're going to name a few price points, and you're going to say the best watch at each price point.
Love that.
$1,000.
Tissot PRX, hands down.
$10,000.
116610 LN. Doesn't matter if it's with papers. Submariner, steel, previous gen. Unbelievable.
$25,000.
Why do I go back to Rolex again? That's really annoying. We shouldn't be doing that. But $25,000. The 16618 LN. Solid gold or LB. 16618 LB. The blue dial, solid gold Submariner. Right? But the older generation. You buy that for $25,000. Easy.
$50,000.
AP, chronograph, 26331 ST.
$100,000.
A 3700 Patek Philippe Nautilus.
$1 million.
Vintage Daytona, specific 6241. Like something, Paul Newman, something really special.
So I'm curious when it comes to collector watches like this, because I'm really into the value aspect. What watches do you think are good or safe to go up in value?
I don't think that any watch that you know about will go up in value. Well, that would be worth your time. 99% of the watches are not an investment. Like the fact that you would know or you would think that that watch is an investment means it passes so many more people.
Well, I would argue, I would think the floating dial Zenith Daytonas are undervalued.
Oh yeah, they're undervalued. But the porcelain Daytonas are undervalued. That stuff, that's all undervalued. But like in today's market, like you need to understand that people say, I'm buying this Rolex Daytona, this new ceramic because it's an investment. Then I laugh. I'm like, what is an investment? 6% a year? Like, I mean, is that really?
See, I'm not talking about new watches, but if you could, out of all the watches out there, spectrum from the 1900s through today, if there's watches out there that you think, hey, I think this is going to 10x over the next 20 years.
Well, for a fact, there's Rizzepi. Any watches that he touches is absolute. You've probably never heard of that, have you?
No,
exactly. So that's why, right? And you may have heard this here first. People have talked about it, but that's because I'm an industry insider. He only produces a handful of watches a year. Luca Soprana, you've never heard of that. 80K Swiss franc. That's where you buy his watches at. But I'm telling you, that's the future. Aurelia, young guy, worked at H. Moser. Have you heard of H. Moser?
Yes.
Right.
That one I got.
Young guy, right? Just became a father of his second child. Like we're talking real people that make real watches. Like this is the big difference what you don't get, right? The luxury aspect of the watch industry is as far as you know, is a brand. But as far as I know, it's the people behind it that make it. You cannot, like, you don't know any Rolex.
But how do we know? How do we know which ones are going to be the future FP Journe?
Well, it's not that hard. Rizzepi is going to surpass FP Journe any day of the week. Simon Brett is going to surpass FP Journe any day of the week. Like those are independent watch brands. Independent watchmaker. Sorry, correction. There's a difference between a watch brand and a watchmaker. That's a gigantic difference. Right? I thought this was the most funniest thing in the world. You had the British Watchmakers Days. Like that was like this big event. And I'm like, there was one watchmaker and the rest were watch brands. How the hell can you call that the British Watchmaker Days? I think that's the biggest fraud ever. Like a watch brand and a watchmaker is the difference. Roger Smith was the only watchmaker that was on the British Watchmaking Days. That was the only one. The rest were just watch brands that with bracelets from China, movements from there. They just assemble a watch. That's not a watchmaker. If you think you're a watchmaker by just assembling watches, you're an embarrassment, to be frank. Well, you do not know if you buy a 𝗖𝗎𝗡 who made your watch. So it's a mass product, but 𝗖𝗎𝗡 is owned by Richemont, it's a conglomerate. Their business model is simple. Churn as many watches because that will give us profit. Aurelia, young guy, you actually make a direct impact on his life. He can only produce a handful of watches a year. Like, that's a watch that money can't buy because it's time you need. Same with Luca. Same with Rizzepi. Rizzepi is the new FP Journe and above that. And people have no idea.
How do you get one?
Impossible. That's a watch that money can't buy. So,
how do I get on the wait list?
Well, you need to go to Switzerland a lot of times and be very nice to 𝗪𝗡𝗙 and
have to take him out to dinners, invite him to family outings.
You're one of the thousands of people, right? 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, Exactly the same.
He's not going to accept your low.
So if I walk in, is he going to be on his phone?
Like the
best I could do. Can I get 50% off? 𝗪𝗡𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 offered me 50%.
Exactly.
Why can't you give me
50% off? Like the thing is, right? The reason why these independent watchmakers are such a success, it's because the mainstream watch brands have been telling fake and stories to sell their product. IWC. I would, mate, what do you call the Island Boys have more authenticity than IWC ever had. IWC's complete lost. Michael Jackson at his prime had less of an identity crisis than IWC has today. It's mad, right? Same with several other brands. Panerai has no idea what the hell is going on. Like those are not people that care about watches. The thing is, like their marketing teams, well, if you have marketing director of one brand, you're only going to be a marketing director of that brand for like 2 years, then you swap to another brand.
But you say all this stuff. Do you worry about lawsuits and getting sued? Where you just said that about Panerai, and Panerai is like, well, wait a second, we do care about our watch. We do. We're not just a marketing hub and then like slapping you with a lawsuit or like a cease and desist. You damaged 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, let's just say, because he's like, that's patently false that we, discount our watches 50%. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I hear what you're saying, but there's freedom of speech. No, I've not been sued because why the fuck would I? I'm telling the truth. Prove me otherwise. If I lie, if I give you misinformation, sue me, show me. But everything I tell you, everything I say is the truth. So if I make a statement and it's absolute the truth, 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 doesn't make a watch. It's Concepto that makes that. Simple as. That's the truth. So they have to now prove to me that or I need to prove that they do that. Well, that's very easy. It's not that I am looking for enemies all day, every day. I just cut through the crap. I just want, this industry is my life, right? This is my life. This is not a money thing. I don't care about money, right? I care about support. I care about how my son will see me whenever he is old enough. I stand for something. And I think that the watch industry is lost in every way, shape, or form. It's never been at a worse place than it is today. And it's sad, but it's not that people don't buy watches, because they do, but it's the way the watch brands communicate. And this is why the independent watch space is so vitally important. And there's a watchmaker, a real guy, a genuine person that works his ass off in design, was his biggest ambition. And I'm able to spend £3,000 buy his watch. I not only make his day or his life or whatever. I'm actually making a direct impact. I'd rather see that than buying another Panerai and whatever.
Mm-hmm. Hey everybody, here's a PSA, but Father's Day is coming up really quickly, and I have a feeling most of you have not bought anything for your dad yet.
And we also know dads are absolutely impossible to find gifts for, so we did the work for you, and we found a gift that your dad is going to genuinely love and actually use.
We've partnered with our friends at Chef IQ this Father's Day to get you 40% off the Chef IQ Sense, which is unlike any other product out there. For those unaware, the Chef IQ Sense is a wireless smart thermometer that connects to your phone and coaches you through cooking the perfect piece of meat every single time.
It literally takes all of the guessing out of cooking. You just stick the probe in and it tells you exactly when to flip, when to pull it off the heat, when to let it rest, and when it's ready to serve.
Your dad is going to have total confidence at the grill. In fact, there is no way you could screw up cooking with the Chef IQ Sense. And aside from the grill, it also works with the smoker, the oven, the stovetop, any protein, any method.
We actually just filmed a fun Father's Day video on the Iced Coffee Happy Hour channel using the Sense. If you want to see it in action, that link is down below. But honestly, you've heard enough. This one truly sells itself.
Look, let's be real. For a lot of us, you came into this video not even knowing that Father's Day was coming up, but now you know exactly what to get your dad. The link is down below. Use the code ICED for 40% off as well at chefiq.com. This is the one. Again, chefiq.com with the code ICED for 40% off.